What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Andy's History Lessons. Today is the first day of Thriller Thursdays, which is a new series I'm going to add. Now, for those of you that follow me on Facebook and everything, then you know I am an aspiring writer and everything. And to those of you that are new to my YouTube channel and don't know that about me, well, now you know. So I figured for the very first episode of Thriller Thursdays, I would read to you a Swat Kats fanfiction that I wrote a little while back. Don't worry, it's a horror fanfiction. Not a whore fanfiction, a horror, H-O-R-R-O-R fanfiction. Okay, here we go. Room for One More, a Swat Kats fanfiction by Andy D'Andrea. It was a rainy night in Megacat City. Jake and Chance had just gone to bed. Chance was snoring loudly, sound asleep, but Jake was struggling to sleep. Jake tossed and turned as he struggled to get comfortable. He listened to the storm raging outside. He scoffed at himself and then smiled just to smile. "You're grown up now. Thunder and lightning are natural occurrences. There's no reason to go back to when you were a kitten," said Jake. Jake kept tossing and turning, the storm still raging. Just then, Jake heard a car pull into the driveway of the junkyard. "What the? Who could that be at?" Jake looked at the alarm clock. 4 o'clock in the morning, said Jake. Jake got out of bed, put on his raincoat, grabbed a flashlight, and headed out the door to see who was in the driveway. When Jake exited the garage and entered the junkyard, he saw that the car was a hearse. The hearse was pitch black with bright white headlights. As Jake looked inside the hearse, he saw that it was loaded with passengers. The passengers all had a glazed look on their faces, but they all stared straight ahead, none of them looking at Jake. All of a sudden, the driver's side door opened up. The driver of the hearse got out of the car and walked over to where Jake was standing. The driver's head was tilted down. The driver was wearing a black trench coat with a white undershirt, black slacks, black loafers, and a black Spanish top hat. He resembled an undertaker. Jake started walking towards the driver. "Hey buddy, are you okay? Do you need any help?" asked Jake. Suddenly, the driver slowly tilted his head up, revealing his hideous face with bloodshot eyes and pale skin. When Jake looked at the driver's hideous face, he froze in his tracks as butterflies filled his chest and a chill ran down his spine. The driver spoke in a raspy, somewhat guttural voice. "We have room for one more," said the driver. Jake scrambled back into the garage, slamming the door shut and waking up Chance. Chance gasped as he was startled awake. "What's going on?" asked Chance in a tired voice. "Chance, come on, there's someone outside," said Jake in a frantic tone. "How can that be, dude? It's 10 after 4 in the morning," said Chance. "No, seriously, man, I saw someone out there," said Jake. "Alright, I'll get up and take a look at this mystery guy," said Chance. Chance got out of bed and put on his raincoat and boots, grabbed his flashlight, and headed out along with Jake to look at the driver of the hearse. However, to Jake's surprise, the driver and the hearse had both disappeared. "Huh? What the? But he was just... They were... Jake just kept stuttering. "Alright, your crazy tail can freeze out here in the rain. I'm going back to bed," said Chance in a frustrated tone. Chance headed off to bed and Jake soon followed. That morning, Jake was walking around town when all of a sudden, a taxi pulled over. Jake walked up to the passenger side window. The driver rolled down the window. "Hey pal, you need a lift?" asked the driver. Jake took one look at the driver's face and recognized him. It was the driver of the hearse. "We have room for one more," said the driver. No, I think I'll walk," said Jake with a slight shudder in his voice. As soon as Jake started walking, the driver drove away. Suddenly, the taxi was T-boned by a speeding vehicle. Everyone in the taxi and also the woman driving the car that T-boned the taxi was killed. "Oh God, that could have been me. I could have saved him, but they could have killed me," said Jake. Jake ran and ran and ran and ran until he thought he would drop dead from exhaustion all the way back to the junkyard. As he stood in the dirt ground of the junkyard, panting, desperately trying to catch his breath, he began crying out of fear. Jake, what's wrong?" asked Chance. Jake finally caught his breath and spoke. "I saw him, Chance. I saw the driver of the hearse I saw last night." Jake looked on in confusion as he saw all the color leave Chance's face and body. Now remember, folks, in Mega Cat City, there's